The Millennium Falcon leaves Nar Shaddaa, and its crew has a few minutes to explore the ship and each other. Kira finds her way into Lando's closet and is amazed by his extensive wardrobe. She gets a little startled when she hears a familiar voice say to her from behind, "Do you see anything you like?" Kira turns to see Han Solo. "Do you think we can talk for a few minutes, Kira? I've got a few questions." Kira nervously laughs. "Of course you do, Han. I'd be happy to give to you any answers I have." Han says, "Alright then. How did you get off Corellia?" Kira answers, "It was Beckett. He was a smuggler working for the White Worm, and I convinced him to smuggle me off of Corellia." Han quickly asks, "If Beckett's a smuggler, where's his ship?" And Kira answers, "The ship he used was owned by White Worm. We had to ditch it in order to not be tracked by Moloch." Han then turns to her and asks, "Why did you betray me, Kira? I would have done anything for ya." And Kira bashfully says, "I'm sorry for that, Han. I was just doing what I needed to do to survive." Han sadly says, "I thought I meant more to you than that." Just then, Han and Kira are interrupted by Lando, who says, "Are you two done shopping in my closet?" Seeing the opportunity to leave this uncomfortable situation, Kira says, "Yes, Lando. Sorry to intrude," and leaves the room. Lando says to Han, "It looks like you and Kira have a history together. I hope that history won't be a problem with me hooking up with her." Han Solo laughs. "Lando, my friend, you don't want any piece of that. She'll stab you in the back while looking you in the eye." Kira frantically searches the Falcon until she finds Beckett. Kira urgently says, "Han knows. He knows we're going to betray him." Beckett says, "Calm down. Of course he's suspicious. He'd be a fool not to be." Kira says, "Why are you so calm about this? Han's got an 8-foot-tall Wookiee that will tear our arms off if he asks him to." Beckett tells her, "Because any second now, our story's going to be confirmed." And at that moment, the Millennium Falcon is hit with a laser blast. Beckett smiles at Kira and says, "See? Now just stick to the story." Han runs onto the bridge and yells, "What's going on?" Calmly and sarcastically, Lando turns to Han and says, "There is a gangster with a large, powerful ship wanting to talk to you, Han." Lando flips a switch, and Moloch appears in the holovid. "Han Solo, thanks for making it easy on me by getting Kira, Beckett, and yourself in the same place. Lando Calrissian, I have no issue with you. Dock with my ship and give me Han, Beckett, and Kira. and you can go about your business. Otherwise, I'll just blow your ship up right now. Lando hits the mute on the holovid and says, I can't outrun him, and we can't beat him in a fight. I like you and everything, Han, but all of us dying doesn't make any sense. Han ignores that comment and says, fly through the asteroid rings. That ship is way too big to get through them. They'll have to go around. Lando gives Han a sideward look and says, our ship is too big to go through that. It'd be like threading a needle. Han says, it's the only way, and if you're too afraid to do it, I'll do it. Lando says no one flies my ship but me. And then a deep and frightening growl fills the cockpit, and Lando turns to see Chewbacca. Lando immediately changes his mind. Okay, Han, but any damage you do to the Falcon is coming out of your end of the deal. Kira and Beckett rush into the cockpit. What's going on? And Lando says, Han's gonna fly us through an asteroid ring. And both Kira and Beckett say at the same time, what are you talking about? Han yells, everyone shut up and strap in. Chewie, make sure the coordinates of the hyperdrive are set, so the second we leave the asteroid belt, we can go into hyperspace. Then Han dives down into the rings and begins threading the Falcon in between the tightly packed asteroids. Beckett says, the odds of surviving this have to be a zillion to 1. And Han says, I don't want to know the odds. After some more banter and some close calls, the Millennium Falcon exits the asteroid ring and jumps immediately into hyperspace. When everyone but Chewie leaves the cockpit, Han leans back and says, we've got to own this ship, Chewie. Han puts the Falcon into autopilot and walks out into the corridor, just in time to see Lando walking angrily away from Beckett. Han asks Beckett, what was that about? Beckett answers, I told Lando that you'll be flying on this mission. After that stunt you just pulled, you're the best man for the job.